Today I'll be attempting a challenge that involves circumnavigation. And although it sounds similar, it's very different for circumcision, and hopefully less painful. Although only time will tell. Welcome to Circumnavigating Mauchline. It's a challenge that involves vulgar graffiti. Oh aye, of course they're going to right fuck. Clambering through jaggy hedgerows. And helping a middle-aged charity volunteer called Lorraine catch a big animal. Will I succeed in my circumnavigational challenge, or will I get lost and spend the night in the woods? You can find out this week on Wednesday Run. Before we start our journey today, I should really answer the question, why would a 40-year-old man want to spend the day looking like a tit, dodging cows and scrambling under hedges while wearing a camera on his head? Well, essentially I've got a foot injury that's preventing me from my previous video genre of looking like a tit while running. I still look like a tit while walking, and I've been desperate to try my new camera, so here we are. Today I will be attempting a challenge that I failed many years ago when me and a few mates get very intoxicated and try to circumnavigate our hometown of Mauchline in Ayrshire without ever coming inside the village borders. I have only very vague memories of making that attempt, but I have it in good authority that we failed about a quarter of the way round after running out of extra long cigarette papers and being too pissed to be arsed doing things anymore. Well, today is the day that I finish what we started. This time, I'm only drunk in the excitement of the challenge before me, and the only grass involved is the stuff that cows simultaneously eat and shit on. All in all, the journey should take me around 4 or 5 kilometres, assuming there's no major detours, the most obvious obstacle being the railway track that I'll need to cross. Had this small patch of buildings not been there, I probably could have argued taking the easy route down the Hawk Road and under the rail bridge, but the sawmill has humped me, forcing me to find another route to avoid the railway. Last time I attempted this challenge, we just walked across the railway like fucking idiots, but this time I feel like ensuring survival, so I'll need to find actual bridges. Unfortunately, that will mean coming very close to farms before jumping into an adjacent field, something that farmers often aren't too happy about. Oh, you're destroying my hedgerow. Oh, you're trampling my crops. Oh, you're making my sheep nervous before date night. And while getting a chase for a farmer is great content, I do still have to live in the village, so I will be trying to avoid pissing folk off unless absolutely necessary. The rules for today's challenge are simple: get all the way around Mauchline without entering the borders of the village proper. On top of that, I'll try to stay as close to the village perimeter as possible to complete my circumnavigation in the minimum distance possible, whether it means crossing burns, nettle patches, or whatever unexpected challenges pop up. I've scientifically plotted the optimal route that I'll be aiming for, which looks like this. Staying exactly on this route will be pretty hard on paper, plus I'll need big balls to cut through so many hedgerows, and to be honest, even if I did manage to penetrate all the hedgerows, I'm pretty sure I'll still be shafted with railway crossings. Anyway, enough chat, let's get cracking. Gonna say hello to this herd of cows before I make my way to the top of the hill, into the woods. Definitely don't think it's a good idea to go through that field, hence the reason why I'm going to go up into the woods to start my journey. Hello fellas, ladies rather. And as friendly and harmless as they look, crossing cow fields could be one of my riskiest tasks of the day, other than avoiding grumpy farmers. Whilst they are not exactly lions or bears, a handful of people are trampled every year in the UK, so I'll need to make sure and not become complacent, because amateur YouTuber bludgeoned in cowfield would make a bloody horrible front page of the Cumnock Chronicle. Trying not to get run over. I used to play up here loads when I was wee, it's very much changed, and I would follow this path which didn't have metal on it before, right past that tower, cell phone tower, and it would take me to a field that we called the cornfield. It's actually a wheat field, but we were morons, and I'm not looking to go that way. Today I am going to be going to the right, trying to get in somewhere around here, but there seems to be Oh, there's another structure being built, another mobile phone tower. Let's see if we can get around it. Thieves beware, I'm not thieving, I'm just exploring. Let's see if we can get round about it. I'm heavy breathing there after just one hill. I've not ran in a couple of months, obviously taking a toll on my fitness. It's quite clammy today though, get my excuses in early. Can feel my toes are wet already, starting to regret wearing my trail shoes, they will be very grippy. Maybe my big boots for walking would have been more waterproof. If there's anywhere in Mauchline you're going to find a body, it's probably going to be here. Let's hope not. And it wouldn't be long before I stumble across my first wee interesting find of the day. I can see a man-made structure through the woods. I wonder what I found here. Hello! Right in the middle of the woods. There is a small part of me scared that I'm going to be murdered by inbred hillbillies in a minute, but I'll continue. Hello! Anybody there? Some sort of wee campsite. Oh, somebody's been watching the videos online where the survival videos where they dig a shelter out of a tree stump. Been having a wee fire. They've got a lot of the shelter still to build. They've got a nice wee bench there that they've built out, which looks like my garden furniture. Some old pallet wood. And what's this over here? They're collecting rainwater there by the looks of things. Is that what they're doing? Don't know what they're doing here. Doesn't seem like the best way to collect rainwater, but we shovel. And this must have been maybe, oh, there's some sort of chimney there, something to maybe burn stuff. So that's maybe to collect dry wood, maybe where they slept the first night when they started building this. Sorry if I've exposed your secret wee spot by putting this on YouTube, but whoever's built this, looks like a good start. It's a great wee place to spend some time in the woods. But for now though, I am going to borrow one of your awesome sticks. Nothing better than finding a good stick in the woods. That looks like a good one there. Absolutely perfect. It's nicking one of your sticks, guys. And we will continue. And soon after that it would be time to leave the woods and start making my way across the fields. If I don't kill myself in this wobbly fence first. Fence crossing. It's a bit wobbly, but this one's a bit sturdier. I trust that first fence less than I trust the carrier bag for the co-op. We'll be very sure. Probably no damage in it. When it jumped the back like that, there we go. And over. And after strolling my way across a couple of empty fields, I'm going to make sure not to draw any attention to West Welton farmhouse, just in case there's any uptight farmers in there. I think we're alright, that's outhouses there, he's not really got a view in up front. To the gate, easy peasy start to the day. Let's hope the rest of circumnavigating Mauchline goes as well as that wee stretch. And then we're a wee bit help for a dog walker. Aye. Aye. Okay, okay. Brilliant. Perfect, thank you. I'll make it into the field behind Fernley Avenue. Not entirely sure what he said there. If you could run the fence, I'm just going to go straight over. Probably should have listened to what he said rather than wondering if he was freaked out by me recording my camera or not. Soon after I realised I hadn't actually started my GPS on my watch. Started at almost exactly 10 o'clock, I think. So let's start now. That'll help me get my path of where I've walked. I don't know how much this stick actually helps, but I feel like Gandalf for Lord of the Rings when I walk through the woods with a big stick, so definitely be keeping it for the duration. And it's nice to go, oh yep. And whilst I'm not exactly going to Mordor the day this fence will give me a bit of a battle. It is wobbly, it's a very wobbly fence. What do I do here? Try go right foot first. That's better. Wobbly, wobbly. Oh, we survived it. And that takes us right down to the Catherine Road. Just a matter of finding a way out here. And that's me made it to the bottom of the field. Nice and easy out the gate. I'm making really great progress. It's only 10:30, as long as there's no some sort of life-altering experience in the next field. Got a nice gate here that's been padlocked, so we'll have to climb it. But that's alright. Nice and easy to climb this one. Over we go. Ah! Oh, there's a deer. Can you see that? Let's go and have a look at that. It's probably got to get into the hedgerow over there. Right, we tucked into the hedgerow. It's there. It's actually in the bushes there. And it goes. Wow. Hey. I'm not going to follow it anymore because I don't want to scare it. Just, oh, look at that. It's just young. Oh, it's got a bad leg. I think I need to make a wee phone call into the RSPCA or somebody. Let's see what we can do.
Scottish SPCA, how can I help?
Hi there, I'm just walking through the woods, so through a field in Mauchline in Ayrshire, and there's a deer. It's quite a young deer, and it's got its back leg looks broken. It's just back.
Is it mobile or down on the ground?
When I seen it, I was thinking that, and it came out and it seemed to off away into the legs, but it's not getting well. It's just
Okay.
Right, no worries.
Right.
So.
Okay, I'll pass that out. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you. Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Quick update: the RSPCA, or the SSPCA I should say, are coming and they'll be here in about half an hour, so I'm waiting just still on the border. I've had to go back up through the field. I'm going to meet them here and take them to the deer. It's a bit of an unexpected detour, but this is the adventure I was looking for. Hopefully we might be able to help that wee deer as well. Phoned Dan and Rab to bring me dry socks and different shoes because these ones are pish. Let's hope the ones they bring are better. Oh, here they come, the cavalry. You're on camera, don't say fuck a bugger. Thank you very much. Alright. Thank you very much. Makes for a wee bit of excitement. Does look like it's badly injured though.
Maybe they've been hit by a car.
Aye, that's what it looks like. It looks like his leg's been destroyed.
Well, Stephen, at least you've given it a good death. Oh, I'm being serious. They'll euthanise it maybe.
What? No, don't save it.
If it's not necessarily, if an animal's too badly damaged.
It's got a broken leg, Mum. It's not got bloody cancer.
Carbs and everything it to be euthanised.
No.
If it's not going to be any chance at life, then we will be kind to it and just put it to sleep. And as Anne delivers some doubt on the fate of the deer, at least she has brought something that brings a bit of positivity to my day. Oh, you got my wee packed lunch? Just here.
Nice. Wagon wheels. Classic. Thank you very much. Thank you. So fresh shoes on, I thought I'd go down to the bottom of the field and try to find a way out for when the SSPCA had been and gone. But they quickly phoned to say they were just coming. Hello. And unfortunately, our arrival would also prove that Anne was right. When I told her about the damage to the deer's leg and how extensive it was, she told me that essentially the kindest thing at this point would be to catch the deer and put it to sleep. It's a pretty sad walk over, and I was hoping for something different to happen, but it wasn't to be. It's a shame. Now I can't show you what happened next, but essentially I flanked the deer and drew its attention, and then Lorraine caught it with the snare pole and euthanised it as painlessly as possible. It's sad, but it's nature, and it was the kindest thing to happen for the deer. The weird thing that happened after that was I thought she would have loaded it into her van and taken it away and disposed of it, but she didn't. She asked me to grab its back legs and throw it into a ditch because, in her words, something would come along and eat it. And she wasn't wrong. Megan, venison's ready! Back to the story. And there we go. There's the SSPCA woman putting the stuff back in her van. All jokes aside, it was a pretty harrowing experience. It honestly affected me for a few days after it, but I need to keep my eyes on the prize today because I still have a mission to complete. So let's crack on with circumnavigating Mauchline and make the death of that deer worth something. Well, that's what I'm going to tell myself anyway. Let's crack on. Looking at the map, I've done quite well to stay close to the village perimeter since that initial quite large detour into the woods at the hilltop. Now it's time to cross the A76 and find my first railway crossing. Well, it's getting a bit warm now, so I'm actually going to take my jacket off. Oof. Here I say it, the sky's looking almost sunny. We're just coming up to this part here, where if there is a time I need to run away from a farmer, maybe now. And it really is getting quite warm now, maybe 22, 25 degrees, something like that. I had brought a thermometer with me in an effort to track every stat possible, but given everything that's happened, I've totally forgotten about it and I've left it in the bottom of my bag. This reminds me of a joke though. What's the difference between an oral thermometer and a rectal thermometer? The answer is the taste. I didn't make that joke up, so don't blame me if you're eating your dinner. I'm just the messenger. Now time to try and sneak past a farm and into an adjacent field. Let's hope the railway crossing straightforward and let's hope that the farmer is at his lunch. Right, well, I did not notice in Google Maps there was a wee house here. Hopefully they don't have anything to say to me walking past here. Aye. And that there will be the railway, so that's just as easy as I'd hoped it would be. I'm not going to go this way, in fact let's just go straight this way. Properties off to the left, and I'm going to go to the field to the right, so let's get into this field, which has got no cows in it. Oh, I don't even have to climb. A wee bit this side. Fantastic. There we go. Easy as pie. No cows, no farmers. I don't know what I was making any drama about. That's me. Also, over the railway line. I will need to get back over it, but I should be able to do that. And with one non-existent problem over, it wouldn't be long before I'd find another one with some cows in the next field. Like pretty chill, but that is also a small field. Can probably just skirt in there, over that fence, and then just avoid them. I think that's going to be the way to do it. And if they decide they're coming for a sniff at me, I'll just come back out the field. I think I might be over-exaggerating how dangerous cows are in my own mind here.
And no word of a lie, they stood up on their hind legs, started throwing milk at me from their tits. Udders? Well, yeah, there were loads of them.
Not even spotted me yet. That was the right judgment to make. Fortunately, I didn't get any milk squirting, just some uninterested cows in that field. There wasn't any calves, and they barely batted an eyelid as I passed by. I should have picked up my stick. Forgot after all that drama with the deer, I forgot to pick up my big stick. I'll need to find another one. Don't know when the next woods we've got are. Having circumnavigated the cows, I'm going to try and cross back into their field in order to stay as close as I can to the village perimeter. And this is where I'll encounter a couple of actual wild predators, rather than just the cows I've been avoiding like a big lassie. If you listen carefully, you can hear them. Nice wee ladder for me to climb. Oh. That is definitely a bird of prey up there somewhere. Don't know if you can, if it's picking that up in the camera. Oh, there we go. What is that? Oh, there's a couple of them. I don't know if you can see that through the trees. Yes, that one's off. There's another one here that's off too. What is that? Young. Some sort of young falcon, buzzard. I don't think it's a falcon when I shape it. Don't know what that was. If anybody knows, you can let me know in the comments. Right, so this is us coming to the bit now that we call the quarry. Let's go and have a wee scope over here.
I'm not sure if we named this place the quarry or if that's just what it is, but it's basically a small cutout filled with sandstone rocks. During our last circumnavigational attempt, for some reason we all decided to throw stones at each other here for a laugh. Hilarious. My brother tells me I managed to hit him square in the throat with a bit of sandstone. Again, I have absolutely no recollection of this because of all the beer and vodka I'd had beforehand, but apparently that didn't stop me from having the marksmanship of Billy the Kid.
Oh, that looks like it's a burrow for something there. There's not an angry badger that comes out, that's the last thing I'd need. I'm not going to stick my head in to find out. But again, if anybody knows what that, if it is a burrow, what it's a burrow for, let me know in the comments.
Glory hole thoroughly investigated, it's time to move on.
Right, time for me to cross the Hawk Road, which is us nearing the halfway point of the journey. Although if we take into account the fact that I spent over an hour with that deer saga, it could be most of the way there, in time wise. Certainly in distance we're coming up to the halfway point.
As I leave the quarry to cross the Hawk Road, I make the decision to try and stick to the wasteland between the railway and the field to stay as close to the village perimeter as possible, but that quickly turned out to be a dead end, so I just ended up jumping into the field anyway. I was pretty hopeful I'd be able to follow this wall all the way to the graveyard in Buskimmon Road, but those hopes would soon be dashed by another dead end.
Lots of cars and mummy cows. Going into that field is a surefire way to start a fight with a cow, and I will not be doing that. I'm not going to go down and get the Hawk Road quite yet, because I see up beside this wall is a more walkable route potentially, maybe not. Certainly don't want to venture onto the railway territory, and that doesn't look walkable. For the first maybe 20 feet it is, and then it's just nettles galore.
I spent a good amount of time fannying about in this field, repeatedly hitting dead ends.
And there's no way through the other side.
But spirits were high.
Really enjoying my walk so far. It's a shame what happened to the deer, but I'm not going to let that get me down. It's part of life and it was the right thing to do. We're getting back into just having a wee wander about the woods and fields. It's a lovely day. A wee wind. It's getting nice and hot now. Not too hot. Pretty perfect. Just t-shirt weather. And the rain has stopped for now. If anything, it is brightening up as we go. Making our way across to the graveyard now, which you can just maybe pick up in the distance there. Hi there. So far my total distance has been 5 kilometres, and I actually had done a wee bit before that, so I thought 5 kilometres for the whole trip. But I've done a lot of back and forth walking up and doing that field for the RSPCA. I reckoned I would have been maybe about 2 or 3 kilometres right now. So it's certainly longer than I had anticipated. Told my wife I'd be back about lunchtime, halfway. It's 12:20. Let's get cracking on, get some nice road walking here, so I certainly should be able to make up some time.
Next I've got a decision whether I should walk up past the graveyard and try to get into the field at the railway bridge to resume hugging the railway track, or, given I'm already on the road, should I take a longer but more predictable route around the road. As I've just spent 30 minutes dicking about in essentially one field, I've decided to stop overcomplicating things and just walk the road.
And there's a horse box over there, and there's a horse actually in somebody's back garden field. Yeah, it looks like a horse in the distance over there today, so these fields could be very busy. Pretty glad that I didn't decide to go further up before turning left, because the other fields there I would have been going through absolutely full of horses, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, as well as 2 people in the fields feeding the horses, and then after that they've got that dog park as well that they've been going through. Absolute nightmare. I had to just essentially turn back, so I've definitely made the right decision by coming this way.
And a quick jaunt round this country road and I've nearly made it to the busy main road, which is actually the same road that I started on, just at the opposite side of Mauchline, marking the halfway point. Woohoo! Coming up though is what I anticipate to be one of the hardest challenges of the day.
So if you look way into the distance, you can see the Burns Monument. Headed generally in that direction. Now the options I've got is either I can go that way, so kind of up this road and then take a road into where that farm is, and I think there's somewhere to get under the railway, or there's a main road up that takes you up there under the railway bridge and try and find somewhere to get in at the left, but I think that it's not that accessible because I think there's a big hedge and very soon you come to the houses of Mauchline, so I can't go up further. I think what I'm going to try first is try to go up and find a way in, because if there is a way in through the hedge it's going to make it nice and easy, and if I don't I'm coming back down and into that farmyard there and trying to find what I think is a bridge, and a railway bridge that I can go under, that will then start to take me up those back fields towards the most northern point in Mauchline, or certainly the Kilmarnock Road. Lovely wee garden, beautiful.
And walking up towards the rail bridge, I had a change of heart about going under it and trying to climb the hedge on the left. Turned out to be a good decision, because since I filmed this I've confirmed the hedge is twice the height of the Grand National hurdles. There's absolutely no gaps in it, so I'd have had to turn back anyway, despite what might happen on the alternative route. Now leaves me walking directly into this farmyard without a sure way across the railway track.
Sounds like something that a Roald Dahl book. There's no villains living in here.
And as I get closer to the buildings, I'm anticipating the farmer seeing me approaching his house with a camera strapped to my head and wondering what the hell I'm up to. There's a lot of windows and a few vehicles about, so if there's ever a chance of a farmer coming at me in full Karen mode, it's probably right now. Just acting natural and hoping for some luck.
Lovely bit of ivy growing up the side of that building. I'm sure that's a pain in the arse to deal with. Oh, nice. A wee burn as well. Take the chance to go over that bridge, and yes, it does. There's a rail bridge here. Absolutely spot on. As long as we don't get any issues with angry farmers, which we appear not to have. Do hear some movement in there, but oh, look at this, nice. And for that sandstone quarry we saw earlier, oh, that's lovely. An old sandstone rail bridge. Wonder how old that rail bridge is. Hello! And this is the easiest access point to them. Oh, there's a lovely wee burn bit in there. Let's have a look. Oh, I think we'll go this way. Oh, nice. Yeah, let's continue this way. It looks like somebody's been here. We're here for an explore. Let's explore. Well, there's another deer. That one's hopefully no injured. We can't do number 2. Let's have a look at that. So off away up the field. See if we can get sight of that. Hopefully you can catch that. That's a bigger one, that's a female.
And as I followed the deer to try and get better footage and ultimately failed, I did realise that the burn had come now between me and where I wanted to get to, the Henderson's Woods, so I was going to have to find someone to cross.
Okay, oh wait. Oh, that's what I'm looking for. A wee dip in the fence and a nice shallow bit of the burn. Well, that's lucky. Don't think the burn was ever too deep, but could have been worse. Let's skip through. Trying to get my balls caught on the barbed wire. No fall into the holly. I think we've just got to go for it. That was textbook. Oh, there's definitely something in there. Somebody's built a den. Could be homeless. Could be abandoned. Could be somebody taking drugs. Could be a leprechaun. Who knows what it is, but there's some sort of structure here. Andy here? Doesn't look like it. Aye. I got it. Aye. Of course they're going to write fuck. What else would you write? Chill and Bill. I think they've been having a wee smoke. Dudes all round. And I've spelled dudes D-O-O-D-S. Obviously well educated. Oh, Killy boys. Fuck Killy boys, I see. We've got a clear political message. Bogwood Basher. That's so somebody over for the Bogwood farm. He's given himself a wee nickname there. Rusty Teeth was here. Rusty Teeth sounds like a handsome fella. Chilling out with a couple of chairs. Is there anything better in your childhood than writing slurs onto a really poorly constructed den? Scent fires. Oh, somebody's managed to nick a Budweiser for their dad as well. Very good. We'll have a wee seat. Oh.
And I'll take my time to sit in the middle of the woods in a den, enjoying my packed lunch that my mum's made me. I really could be 10-year-old right now.
Right, you've served me well for a wee bit of shelter for the wind. Will I get a snack? Oh, is the sun coming back out? Perfect timing. Let's get cracking on up to the Killy Road.
And after crossing yet another wobbly fence, crossing a couple of open fields, and saying hello to yet more cows.
Oh, hello. It looks like some young cows there. Oh, this is cow shit. Fucking stinks. Oh.
I would thankfully hit some nice solid tarmac once again. And with that, that's pretty much Mauchline's ball bag section complete, and I've only the shaft left to do. For spending a lot of time here in my childhood, that's this part of Mauchline, no the shaft, I remember that the hedgerows were particularly tall and sturdy. But I'm much bigger now, so I'm not sure if that's just an irrelevant memory or if it's useful information. I've really two options for here. Option one is to go through the fields, pretty close to the farm, clambering through what could be particularly difficult hedgerows. Or option number two is to skirt around the field like this. Now that does bring me perilously close to entering Mauchline and ruining the challenge 3 hours in, but I reckon as long as I stay on this side of the road it still counts, and given I'm making up the rules, I think it's still outside Mauchline.
Hello. Yeah, they're quite interested in me, so I wouldn't like to get in. Yeah, that's the young cow.
These are exactly the kind of young, excitable cows that I'll be avoiding sharing a field with.
We're going to turn left and avoid actually going in. I would say Mauchline is at the other side of the road, and this side of the road is still not Mauchline.
And that would make kind of logical sense if it wasn't for the fact that there is actually a Mauchline 30-mile-an-hour sign just about 100 yards ahead of you.
I think it's a pretty... Now when I've come along here, I didn't realise, I think this is new. There's new road signals saying that you're coming into Mauchline, so it looks like I'm walking out of Mauchline. Unless I go to the left side of the pole In which case I was always skirting on the border of Mauchline, the left border. And this is me now going to take a right hand turn past it. But it does mean going up through the bushes. Do I cut the corner? I don't want to fail the mission just because of this. So I've either got to go round about the left hand side of that pole so I'm not coming into Mauchline, or I've got to go back, go through a field.
So faced with the decision of either braving it through 3-foot high bushes, brambles and nettles, or scuttling off back the way I came, I'm obviously a wimp and I've scuttled off back the way I've came.
Go back through the field, didn't I? Damn it. Okay.
You think that'd be the easy option, but soon I will find out that it's not.
Oh, here we go, here we go. Please tell me there's somewhere soon to go through here. There needs to be. There isn't. Uh-oh. This coo's very interested. There's another coo coming. Looks quite interested. Put my jacket on and force my way through there. What about under? Oh, that's quite springy. Could maybe crawl in my belly. Jacket on, crawl in my belly. Before these coos come to get me, they look lively.
Come to get me, they're coos, Stephen, no Freddy Krueger.
I think that's a plan. I'm not going down to see if that coo's going to run at me or whether it's going to run away. I think it would probably run away. But I don't want this to be a video that somebody finds. So through, kind of stuck in the fence. I've been jagged a lot. Still more jagging to go. Whoop. I'm up there. Okay.
Was that easier than wading my way through a wee bramble bush and some nettles? Probably no, but we're here now. And we have made it to the gate which takes us round about the Mauchline side.
And we made it! Right. And there's a farm that I think that's the farm Robert Burns used to live at. I think it is. Take a wee rest.
And as I rest against the fence, I'm going to look out over the field to try and work out what's the best direction to go. That's because very recently the Mauchline sign has been moved at this end of Mauchline. It used to be down here. It's now up somewhere, round about here, maybe out here, something like that. So I'm going to just head through the middle of the field and kind of work out as I go. Once I've done that, I'll go on the outside of the Mauchline sign, and then I'll need to come across into these fields. I can no longer use this road here, the hilltop road, which would have been nice and convenient, but I'm now going to have to use the fields to go round about the farm and try to meet up with the hilltop road somewhere about here.
Lovely field. Yes. Oh, and the sun comes out. Look at that for timing. Beautiful. Perfect. Wobbly. Very wobbly. So that's just a 40 sign. That's telling you to slow down before Mauchline. Could have went in at that top bit, but better safe than sorry.
And if you listen really carefully, you might hear a familiar sound.
Definitely a bird of prey about here, I can hear it. Don't know if the camera's picking it up, but you can hear that. That noise just straight after it. Sounds like it was calling back to me. Oh, there it's there. Look at that. Beautiful.
Unfortunately, my shiny new HD camera was out of battery at this point, so I had to use my backup camera. So you're just going to have to trust me that it was a lovely big buzzard in the sky there. And with that, we are now out of the woods, both physically and metaphorically, because I'm just about to hit the road home.
I think we're going through again. I don't even have to jump the fence. The farmer's been very kind and left the gate unlocked for me. What a legend. And that essentially completes my lap in Mauchline.
And for here it would essentially be a hop, skip and a jump up through the fairy trail. I'm sure there'll be nothing else eventful happens through here.
I can walk as far as I need to. It's right on top of my foot. I think it's possibly like a stress fracture, or it's an extensor issue if you watch. Jesus Christ, that looks creepy. I've never seen this here before. Almost guaranteed that somebody's hiding a dead body, and in years to come it'll be discovered inside that. That is, why would you put that there? Jesus, it's the stuff of nightmares. For a fairy trail for kids. But this is what you're supposed to have in a fairy trail. That's lovely. Wee fairy house, mushrooms, toadstools, beautiful. Bloody dead body.
I'm sure when this video comes out, somebody will inform me that that's been put up there by the primary school or been put up there for charity or something. I don't care. I stick by my comments, it's creepy.
And that concludes the wooded section. And I know that from here, now I've got less than a kilometre until I'm home. And I've got 500 metres till I'm back in Mauchline. And as we now come round the bit where you probably get the best view of Mauchline anywhere, it's also the bit where I went into the woods as well. Hi there. If we look down the other way, we're just going to come back into Mauchline where I left. Just about exactly 4 hours ago, maybe slightly more than 4 hours ago. And I'm now up to 12.3 kilometres. That doesn't include my first jaunt down through the woods. Maybe up to about 13 kilometres in total we've done today. Fair wee walk. Going right round all the way to the town. And as I now re-enter Mauchline, I'm glad to say it's over. I've really enjoyed the journey. I've proved it's possible to circumnavigate Mauchline without actually going into it, which I don't think anybody ever doubted, but I've proved that it is true. Much like Christopher Columbus, you need to actually do it to prove that it's possible. But there is the Mauchline sign, ready for a seat and a cup of tea.
And if you've got any ideas for projects that you'd like to see through, or you'd like me to come and circumnavigate your town, send me an email at stephen-hare@hotmail.co.uk. Also, if you're looking for an experienced and professional dog walker in the Ayr or Prestwick area, be sure to look up Here We Go Dog Walkies, as we have slots available now. Really, if you're looking for anything that involves dog walking, voiceover work, editing, running, adventures, or some sort of crazy idea, just send me an email, because I love a new challenge. Other than that though, I'll
see you next time on Run Steve Run.